Papa Elon and Papa Trump are fighting, and the kids are not all right. It's basically like the plot for the Parent Trap, except no one has figured out where the twins are, and the parents are still really mad at each other, saying stuff like this, and saying fun stuff like this, that Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. Well, how do you think the market's taking it? Yeah. Of course, the market's not taking it well. Bitcoin, of course, is only down a little under 3% for the day, but I've been trying my best not to be super duper panicky, but being realistic, telling you, guys, anytime that this alert just keeps going on and on and on, literally ringing nonstop for 10 days straight, we would be foolish not to pay attention. So what happens when Bitcoin drops 3% in a day? Not only is it printing a TBO close long, but the entire market is bleeding bad. Some of them worse than others. It's a good day to be a trader. It's a rough day to be a hodler. We're going to talk about all this and more in today's video. So first off, what does this blue diamond mean? Well, if you've been watching these videos, the blue diamond is part of the trending breakout indicator, which is the TBO indicator. For short, this is a close long. It lets us know that we are in a current open long position. We are up a max of 19%. Right now, we're up 8%. This lets us know that the bullish uptrend could be changing soon. So it would be a good idea to take some profit out of the position when the price returns back to the TBO fast line, which is this number right over there, $105,000 or so. So from the confirmation on the candle close after the open long, that's about 12%. The unfortunate thing about this close long, and I've kind of been waiting for this in a not great way, is that these close longs negate breakouts. So we didn't get our big, beautiful breakout, just like this big, beautiful bill is driving a wedge between two big, beautiful friends. Maybe. Of course, the market is panicking big time. Oh, I wanted to show you other metrics too. One positive side of this, it's not just the fact that Bitcoin's only down 3%, which again is why most of my portfolio has been in Bitcoin. I haven't had any clear confirmation to say, oh yeah, go crazy into alts. Like, no, like it's... Anyway, daily RSI is now heading closer to reaching oversold levels below 25, which is a great sign. Hopefully we see that happen soon. Sooner than later would be great. Daily volume is meeting the moving average, so it's up. It's great. That's nice. On the weekly, yeah, I mean, it's okay. Volume is still underperforming. On balance, volume is like, meh. So it is what it is. Now, I want to talk about Ethereum and other metrics that I didn't properly organize yet. I thought I did. It's okay. Ethereum, if you guys were laughing at me, I mean, it's okay. Joke's on you. Whenever I see a cluster of these TBT bearish divergence signals, I'm paying attention, even if the price action looks okay for Ethereum, which it doesn't. This price action is garbage. Anytime price action is sideways and volume is falling, it's bad. Now, with that said, yay, sometimes dumps are actually healthy. Corrections like this are healthy for a bull market. I still believe we're in a bull market, although it doesn't feel like it for sure, with all the bearish vibes. And yeah, again, can we just all tell Elon, you know, when you're angry, just stop posting online and just do us all a favor. Saying stuff like this is not going to help. But looking at volume for Ethereum, it did exceed the moving average, which is a positive sign, even if it's selling. And we have a second TBT Bearish Divergence Cluster on Ethereum's daily time frame, looking at it down over 7% today. Again, there is reasonable support here off of this historical support level that I wrote about in the Better Traders newsletter, right over here at 2240, somewhere around there. So if Ethereum continues to have a pullback, that's a pretty decent level of support, in my opinion. Looking at fibs, it is struggling to push above the 618 and hold above. That's okay. It's a point of contention. I really don't want to see it fall lower. because it's been on a pretty good run. But of course, Ethereum's going to overreact way more compared to whatever Bitcoin does, as according to the multiple factor effect, which I've shared and talked about so many times, it's ridiculous. Now, the big news that everyone doesn't want to hear. Unfortunately, Stablecoin Dominance is above the cloud, which means that we are back to being strong bullish after being strong bearish, and I was very happy and pleased. We did have a TBT Bullish Divergence signal on the daily. I was really wanting to ignore this, but of course this Pico picks the bottom. Hopefully we don't push up higher. On the weekly, we're back up to the fast line. RSI is moving up. But the worst thing that we're seeing right now are these guys. We're seeing 2 TBO breakouts on the 4-hour time frame. 4 Stablecoin Dominance. We don't want to see Stablecoin Dominance break out higher. For all of you that are relatively new, when we see these, it's not positive. We usually see some pretty explosive price action, as in dumping, like back over here in February 2nd, here on February 25th, here on the 9th of March, here on the 6th of April. We want to see it continue to fall. So we've obviously broken that structure. Just a friendly reminder that I've been doing my best to remind you multiple times that I know a lot of you like altcoins, but when we see 3 in a row of these TBO breakdowns, it's not a good sign, especially on the daily time frame, especially right at support, which is now going to be resistance. And with the price, quote unquote, above the cloud, it's bearish. So looking at RSI, we're still okay in terms of not making a lower local low, but it's not feeling pretty good at all. Yeah. It's okay. We're going to skip that. It's not good either. You don't want to hear that. BVOL 7D, interestingly enough, is now starting to move up, an increase in volatility. No, we don't want to see bearish volatility. We want to see bullish volatility. Please, this is not what we want, but we are seeing a reversal here. We'll see how it unfolds. The total crypto market cap printing a TBO close long. No. Now, this is just a gentle, friendly reminder. We don't necessarily have to sell here, even though it feels bad. We should wait for the price to bounce back up to the daily TBO fast line before we shave off some profits. I have been doing such, I believe I've been doing such a good job not freaking out and not screaming at you saying, take profit, take profit, take profit. But I've been giving you plenty of signs and signals that I'm reminding you over and over. If you're in the green, take profit. I'm going to leave that video up at the end, by the way, the protect profit video, because some of you just need to watch it again. Some of you need to share it online with other people that have been burned and toasted and roasted over these last 24 hours. I'm not trying to rub it in, but I'm trying to help you guys. I really am. I really do want to help you become a better trader. And sometimes that means you're saying stuff that no one wants to hear when things are relatively okay-ish, right? But when you see indicators screaming at you like this, it's hard for me to just sit back and go, oh yeah, everything's fine, guys. Don't worry, just buy, go along on everything. No, I'm still using a DCA approach, but we still need to exercise caution. Now, of course, because Elon Musk and Donald Trump are having a public fight, Tesla's tanking. It fell down 14% today. Honestly, this is what a timeline. What a timeline. And speaking of timelines, trading the timelines, you might be wondering how my bot's doing. Well, I'm having second thoughts about starting up my bot, to be honest. But the reality is that it's just been cranking out profits over the last, I can't scroll down. It's just been making money over and over and over and over all week long. Now I'm in a position where it's like, so I have my entry order, DCA1, DCA2. Now I'm waiting for this chart, Masa, to bounce up 8%. Not too hard to do. We'll see what happens. You might remember my decision to take some profit out of ETH BTC a while ago. It hasn't fallen lower than that. And I still think that BTC is going to be relatively fine. Again, I think this is mostly a short-term pullback, but you can see why protecting profit isn't such a bad idea, because when you can put your break-even price way, 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 way lower than you originally entered, on this chart down 34%. So ETH would have to underperform by 34% in order for me to hit break-even. So right now I'm still in a juicy profit. I'm still feeling just fine. And I have a little bit of my position still open. So I'm going to continue to leave it open because I have plenty of wiggle room and I'd like to squeeze out more profit on this trade. But for a DCA strategy, days like today actually pay really well. If you've been learning DCA strategy from our courses at thebettertraders.com, whether it's 15 minutes to financial freedom, mastering passive income, or the smarter trader, DCA all the way. I still think that we're in a bull market, even though we're seeing a close long on Bitcoin's daily time frame. I still think that this is a great time to use bots to mitigate risk, to use your portfolio wisely, to distribute your funds wisely and effectively and efficiently, to understand how to handle drawdown moments like this. All of this stuff is taught in our courses at Better Traders. But for all of you that want a more zoomed out investor-based approach, you're still fine. I still believe that we're still okay. We haven't reached a market top yet, in my opinion. But the complete cryptocurrency investor course at masteringassets.com is a great beginner level course that teaches you the ins and the outs of Bitcoin blockchain, what's the difference between Bitcoin and everything else, how to build a portfolio, how to zoom out to make investment decisions on entries and exits, how to scale in, scale out. Again, with a more relaxed approach compared to all the videos that I do every single day here. And we are still having a sale here for $100 off the course. So let's go ahead and finish up here with TradingView and the charts to watch. Now, if you watched my video yesterday, you shouldn't be surprised that Tron was one of the few coins in like the top 20, top 30 that are green. Why? Why? Why is Tron up? That's right. Tron is up because it's usually a hedge against a bearish market. So whenever we see the market getting bearish, typically we're going to see Tron staying in the green and going higher. It is strong bullish above the cloud. The slow line is only starting to move up. The weekly is still strong bullish. Actually, the weekly RSI right here is at 74.49. So Tron being a bearish indicator tells me that we could see more pain in the market. No. Hype is still holding up really well. It almost retraced back to the TBO fast line. We are seeing weakness here for RSI, but this is actually a really positive sign. Let me help you out here. I just want to give you a quick little tip and a secret. And we'll just remove the TBO because we don't need it for this example. Check this out. When we see a pullback like this, see this RSI going down here to 46.91, we get a bounce and then we get another pullback right here. This one feels worse because it's the second one, PTSD, but RSI tells us it's not as bad. This pullback was down to 46.91. This one is at 50.77. So the reason why I love using RSI is that it helps me to gauge the strength of these market moves, which is really, really effective and helpful. So the positive thing I'm seeing right now is, yes, clearly we're seeing a downtrend, but we're also seeing a slight uptrend here. Now, I don't think this is going to be like classical TA where we're going to see a break and then a move down like that. I don't want to see that personally. No one wants to see that. But it's clear that hype did lose a lot of momentum after falling below on balance volume. But with that said, volume continues to outperform. It's actually touching the moving, actually just slightly under. Oh, that stinks. But that's okay. What's $36,000 between friends, right? But volume's actually looking better. And that's kind of what happens. That's why these pullbacks are a gift. Because Hyperliquid has not fallen inside of the cloud, I would still say that this one is a stronger pick than most charts right now. If you're looking for alts. Now, it doesn't mean that Hyperliquid will not fall in the cloud. We have to pay attention to what's happening on faster time frames. On the 4-hour, we're still seeing a lot of these closed longs, which is normal. We've seen a lot of these. It is looking weaker to me. but it doesn't mean that it's bad for trading at all. Aave, this one we've been watching a lot. I've been waiting for this one to bounce up higher. Unfortunately, we closed a third TBT Bearish Divergence signal, which is a cluster, part of TBT Divergence over here. It's just a way for us to highlight when we have multiple TBT Divergence signals within a certain number of candles. It's not a good sign, but I will say that I'm glad that Aave did not break below the 618. I have a sneaking suspicion that it will, assuming that we continue to stay bearish for BTC. On balance volume also crossed below its moving average. Not the end of the world, but it's also not a good look. Volume is okay-ish. It's started to fall down a bit, to be honest. And RSI has been falling for a while. So just exercise caution. But again, on faster time frames, like this is actually good. I saw, what chart was it? It was back in March. It was one of those, like the cat coin, PopCat. PopCat was doing some crazy moves back in March 2024, where it would do these wild whips back and forth, like, don't be afraid of price action like this that just goes right, like over and over and over. In the 15 minutes course, I actually teach account building trading methods that you could trade a chart like this that's ranging sideways and do really well. Quant printed its second TBT divergence, not a cluster yet, but something to pay attention to. Not a good look, especially with everything that's happening right now. Now we're looking at some closed longs on the daily. BNB closed down just 5% or 4.5%, but printed a closed long, letting us know we don't necessarily want to panic here, but we should be taking out some of our position once it bounces back up to the fast line. Same thing with Pepe, same thing with Cake, same thing with Grass. This one printed another one yesterday. Or not another one, it's the first one. My bad. Now, a couple of charts that are doing well. SPX continues to do really well, but I told you, actually, no, I said it in the club because I give away way more information in Better Traders Club. And I said, guys, I know that I'm saying over and over that I expect SPX to go back up to like $1.50 or so, but I don't like what's happening. I don't like that it's stalling. Maybe I did say that here. I can't remember anymore. I do too much analysis all over the place now. But I did take some more of my position out at about $1.17. We're getting another TBT Bearish Divergence signal in progress. Volume is still good. Even though yesterday's volume was less than the previous days, volume is still outperforming the moving average almost by 2. Don't discount this as being bad. This is still a strong chart. Even though RSI is showing some early signs of being weak, look at on-balance volume. It's still moving up. The price is still above the cloud. What we're really waiting on right now, in my opinion, is another push higher, which will force the slow line to curl up. That's really what we're waiting on. But so far, the chart still looks amazing. Now, if you're having a little bit of a moment of indecision, not sure what to do, it's a good spot to shave off a little bit of profit. Even if it pumps today, it's not such a bad idea, especially if you've been paying attention to me talking about it back over here, down at 43 cents, up 150%. It's not such a bad idea to shave off a little bit. That's why I had no problems doing that. Did I want to take profit higher? Absolutely. But am I going to be foolish and wait for that? To be hard-nosed and wait for that specific price? No. Now, one surprise move yesterday, one of the biggest, greenest charts was Fartcoin. I don't get this market, guys. I really don't. We did print a TBO close long back on Friday, May 30th. So we're waiting for it to retrace back up to the fast line still. We got an RSI reset yesterday. So it's a decent bottom entry, and volume was actually incredible here. This is the perpetual contract as well. I think it could still whip, and it should still whip a lot just because that's the nature of this chart. But it's just one to keep an eye out for. It's still a good chart for trading. Now, if you want access to the TBT stop loss hunting alert, if you want access to the TBO, if you want access to TBT divergence, you have to join the Better Traders Club. Access to the TBT stop loss hunting alert starts at the starter tier, although it's not going to do us much good now since the move has pretty much happened for Bitcoin. But you also get access to my in-depth analysis I do 4 times a day, plus my weekly videos that I just do a rundown for the week. access to the better crypto signals, which are the best DCA bot signals I've ever created to handle massive drawdown that's designed for bear markets. In the signals tier, the trader tier comes with the TBO plus the watch list plus the trade setups. And the pro tier includes TBT Divergence plus the TBO Pro Indicator, DCA Backtester Pro, all the good stuff. Now, you might be wondering, okay, did you get beat up? No, you should see the other guy. No, I had a procedure at the hospital yesterday just for like a little skin biopsy to check on my face. So I look a little bit scarred up today. These are the best Band-Aids I have. But I'm doing fine. Everything's good. So if you're wondering about that, now you know. All right. So until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.